Hello, my friends, and welcome to a bit of a retrospective of a game that I've been playing for the last couple of months. And it didn't really feel like it's been a couple of months. And of course, if you know this game very well, then you know this game is still running. This is Final Fantasy XIV. Now, since I just recently started by playing this game a few months back, I just finished A Realm Reborn, and let me tell you something about this game. This game is an MMO done right. It's quite different than all the other MMOs I've played over the years. For this one, it's quite different. And for what it's worth, and for what I've had to say about it, I can only say I'll be coming back to this pretty soon in my free time when I'm not doing Let's Plays. This is one of the few games I have for offline gaming. That means whatever I play on my own time, that's basically all I'm going to spend a few hours on. Now, I would say I've clocked in about, like, say, in a session, five, maybe six, because the story's that damn good. I'm thrown into a story that basically was brought up from the ground up, and the story is rather amazing. So I'm going to share what I've written down from my Facebook page about what I my honest feelings about the first part of this three-part saga. In between of doing my sessions of Let's Plays, agency and weekly audition work, I played and finished Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Now, I'm not much of an MMO gamer, as I've met a lot of disappointment in the few I've played over the previous years. However, after trying it out, I've grown to like this because, although it is an MMO, it doesn't feel MMO to me. I've had this game sitting in my PS4 library for about a few months, and the only thing I actually bought was the Shadowbringers expansion. The one thing I did enjoy mostly was and is the story. The story is something that feels something I've written in the past, but far exceeds my own imagination. You basically start from being a mere adventurer and grow into the legendary Warrior of Light as of classic Final Fantasy yore. Of course, that is to say, you're fighting an endless batch of monsters, demons, gods, and of course an evil empire while becoming this long forgotten hero. What spent the most time mainly in the game for me was my character, and since he was already my alter ego, aka persona, I went with that. I've spent months being in this, and although I've been warned that there are going to be parts that will try me, fuck it, I say. After a short break, though, I'll work myself in Heaven's Ward, as I feel two of my many jobs need help. I mainly play as a tank in story, but in dungeons, I go to either tank or DPS. By the way, what I've unlocked so far as DPS goes, Samurai. I'm currently working. I'm currently working with my DPS side because mainly my monk has the best armor that you can get in the game at this point in time, as well as my paladin. So what you're seeing on the screen, that is basically the paladin set after you reach level 50. The game itself had some funny moments that left me saying, "What?" I had help in getting through all, if not most, of the regions, and that helped me as far as where I need to go to advance the story. The dungeons are so bad, or can be bad depending on your party, and for the most part are formidable for what it's worth as far as tackling them. Good thing I know where I lie as far as what good I am there. I wish all MMOs could actually learn from this, as I know that most of the community do assist each other in this aspect, but that doesn't mean you won't get a small percent of dealing with assholes. I dealt with a few in some dungeons, but I don't play for speed. I play it for mostly taking the edge off what daily life throws at me sometimes. I do look forward to giving Heaven's Ward and, in the future, Shadowbringers a shot despite the warnings and challenges it provides to some players. So pretty much, within all the other games I'm still working with, this is one of the games I've been spending the most time in because, like I said, I like a good story, because why not? I mean, when I'm usually on my PS4, I'm usually doing the following. I'm recording for YouTube. So most times, the games you've seen, in which most times you couldn't hardly hear me, that's because the mic I was using was a Turtle Beach mic. So the mic I'm using now, as you could tell, is my snowball mic with the pop filter. So therefore, I'm using this for my PS4 Let's Plays. So therefore, you can hear me a lot better than you did originally, in which you could hear me slightly, but you could hardly hear me to where you couldn't hear me. But in the few videos that I'm putting up, you're going to be hearing me just as clear as you hear me on being on comp. But like I said, I'm where I am in Final Fantasy XIV. As far as server goes, I'm in Marlboro, because I'm West Coast. That means Marlboro for me. Now I do plan on jumping over to another server, but again, I'm basically playing it just because it takes the edge off daily life. I need something to actually, calm me down before I go to bed and take on the next day. I mean, yeah, I may be many things, and for the most part that I'm an artist, well, sometimes you just need something to just give you a breather, and that's what Final Fantasy XIV is to me. Now, I know what you're thinking. Was I influenced in getting this? Yes and no. You see, I had the game, like I said, for months. It was free when it came out for me. So all I did was I just said, you know what? I'll take it since it was free. And the only thing I actually did was bought Shadowbringers. That's the only expansion I had. Didn't have to worry about Heaven's Ward because it was already there. All I had to do was just go through Realm Reborn, and then basically after everything kind of slows down to where I can actually breathe, I'll jump back on. And I've heard things about, Heaven's Ward. So I said, you know what? Bring it. I like the challenge. So not many people would actually say they do like the challenge in some games. I do. To where it can be controlled. If it's too hard, you can adjust it to where it fits you. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I mean, it still stays the same way. It just don't feel like it's super hard. And for those who don't know, yeah, my character is actually based off my book character. So my book character's name is Lance Dragoon. I basically called him under his Japanese name. So technically, I called him Lance Yuki Hie. Lance Dragoon. Another thing is with the way this game is, sometimes people would basically try to direct you in chat, and sometimes it's like this. For me, don't do it. I don't mind chat, but if you're doing in dungeon and we're in a party, no. Everything has to be done for me, voice. If we're gonna be doing that, we might as well go to voice. If we're gonna be doing, if you're gonna be doing directions and whatnot, no, voice. We do voice. Don't talk to me about if I'm the tank, let me do my job. That means if I can do a stand-up job of basically trying to protect your ass, let me do my job. No, not have me do my job, but let me do my job. But don't think for a moment that just because I'm doing my job, I'm the only person that is just doing the job. I said, no, I can be DPS too. Somebody else want to be tank? They can be tank. I don't have to be tank. I can be a DPS. I'm fine with that. As long as I'm dishing out some damage. As long as I'm helping out in the party. Fine. But don't just start cracking the whip just because. And I've had few parties that actually do that. I've had few parties that would actually kick me out just because I wasn't meeting up to their potential. Sucks to be them, huh? But otherwise, it has never bothered me to actually ruin me and the experience of playing Final Fantasy XIV. Like I said, it's one of those games I play after hours, so don't worry about me thinking. Well, sometimes if not after hours, if there's nothing going on as far as chat is concerned, I'll just jump on my PS4 for a while. I'll be in chat and usually kind of sort of lose myself in Final Fantasy XIV, but not so much as in losing myself completely into Final Fantasy XIV. That's usually after hours, my time, when I feel the need to just lose myself in a game and not just play a game for Let's Play, because I got plenty a game for Let's Play for the PS4, but that will be for another time in another video. But I wanted to share my experience with how this game is with me so far. I doubt I will move over to the Steam version, but I know I will be moving over to Balmung. I can't say when though, but it is what it is though. I mean, people have different people have different reasons for playing this game, and for the most part, I got nothing against it. It's just if people want to RP in the game, they can RP in the game. I don't mind. Just know that if we're in a party, please know your role and do it. I know my role because I got two. I said I'm frontline, so therefore let me play frontline. Let me be frontline. Let me provide damage, if not frontline. Let me add to the damage that's already been racking up. It's not about levels. It's about getting through the game together. It's about camaraderie. Most people who say they know, they don't know what camaraderie is when you're playing somewhat of a team game. And this was what and I saw in the final dungeon of Realm Reborn, it is a team game. You're not in this alone. You're in this as a group. We're all the same. We're all playing that same role that this world of Eorzea wants us to be. We're all warriors of light. That's the beauty of it. So, for those who have interest in Final Fantasy XIV, as a reminder, it's on PS4 as well as Steam, and it is a very, very much region friendly. That means, yeah, crossing regions. That means people who are on Steam can play alongside us PS4 users. I'm a PS4 user, so for me, I operate by those guidelines, so it's great for me. I'm not even worried about whatever kind of trophies there are. I'm not playing for trophies or anything like that, but you know, it's I'm basically the one thing that really kind of grinded my gears about the game was the various videos they had on 14 or still have on 14. Basically, I don't like hype. If you're trying to sell me because of the hype, you kind of lost my interest right there. But if you don't sell me on the hype and just say, well, try it and see if you like it, that's fine. Just don't try to sell me on the hype because I don't buy hype. That's the only thing you have to know about me. That's for anything. Don't just tell me about a game and sell me on the hype. You just tell me about the game and let me have my smell test with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like trying cooking, So don't have me judge your cooking just because you cooked it this way, I'm supposed to cook it this way. Or if I'm playing a game this way, I'm supposed to be like the same person that you're having interest in. I don't play the same way as anybody else, nor should anybody have to play the same way I'm doing it. However, if you want some tips about it, what I use, you can basically try that and see if you like it. If not, maybe your setup is better. To each their own. But as I said, I didn't mind playing this game. I didn't mind going through it, and like I said, I was really just in that game, just immersed. It's like a really, really good book in which I'm lost in the story. And technically, I have been lost in that story for God knows how long. So after I've beaten the first portion of it, yeah, I know there's more, but I'm really just taking a break off it because it is a lot. Let me tell you, it is a lot. So with that, my friends, that will be it for this review and retrospective of Final Fantasy XIV of Realm Reborn. Next time I will have another one when I go into Heavensward. Because yes, this is part one of a three-part series of me going through this game. So, I've been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi, as well as who I'm looking at is also the Tenkaichi, or as I like to call him, the true Dragon King. Yes, the true Dragon King. That's my character, but no, that is actually my. Well, never mind. Anyway, I'll see you next time with more great content. Thanks for watching and or listening. Have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll see you next time.